Hi, everybody, and welcome. Tonight, I'm going to be talking a little bit about sugar. It's part of our Healthy Living Foundation conversations that we've been having on Tuesday evenings. Every week, we do a different topic in how it relates, how those topics specifically relate to your lifestyle, and a little bit about what you can be doing on a daily basis to combat the types of topics that we talk about. So tonight's topic is sugar. It's a really, really big topic. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jenn J. I'm an advanced holistic nutritionist. I have a strong belief in the healing power of food, just from my own 17-year-long hormone imbalance journey that has allowed me the opportunity to heal and support my body from the inside out through food and through lifestyle factors. And all of this has actually inspired me to help women take back control of their own bodies and hormones to experience symptomatic relief, and all through a long-term lifestyle focus. So I don't look at quick fixes. It's really about determining the underlying cause of various aspects and even symptoms you may be experiencing, and how to actually incorporate healthy habits that are going to support that. So sugar. What is sugar? I mean, we all know it's bad for us, right? But I think a lot of us kind of misunderstand or misunderestimate or specifically what it is and how it's affecting us. So tonight I'm going to be touching on 3 quick topics, a couple of simple solutions I use in my house to combat my specific sugar cravings and issues that I run into with sugar, as well as giving you some suggestions that you can walk away with tonight to understand a little bit more about what you can be doing. So specifically, what is sugar? Sugar is an energy source, okay? So it is what our body needs in order to survive. So our brains need it, our muscles need it, our organs need it. Every little bit of our body requires sugar for energy. But the thing is not all sugars are made equally. So there are basically 2 types of sugar. There's a simple type of sugar and there's a complex type of sugar. And that's where we head into, the carbohydrates of our nutrient sources. So there are simple carbohydrates such as, white flour, white breads, bagels, pizza, candy, chocolates, table sugar even. And then there are complex sources where we're looking at basically, like our whole grains, fruits and vegetables. And the difference between the two is essentially that a complex source of carbohydrate or sugar, which is exactly what sugar is, it's a carbohydrate. A complex source has multiple chains of sugar molecules, and it takes our body a determined amount of time to break down those chains into simple, usable forms of sugar, okay? And so when we are eating things, like white breads and pastas and just white flours and candies and chocolates and that sort of thing in general, those sources of sugar are simple and they're very easy for our body to digest, okay? And what happens is that actually causes a yo-yo effect of our blood sugar levels, okay? So, like our blood sugar levels are supposed to stay within a range of healthy limits, and that's what keeps us, having lots of energy and not feeling lethargic and not feeling jittery and anxious either. So staying within that range of acceptable blood sugar levels is going to keep us feeling good. However, when we have high concentrations of simple sugars, we get a spike in our blood sugar levels, okay? And that's when we have a ton of like anxious energy, especially children. Like if you've ever noticed when a child eats a bunch of candy, they're kind of bouncing off the walls, and it's actually because that's what's happening internally to them, okay? And then what happens is, because it's a simple form, our body digests and uses that energy source very, very rapidly. And so we get a rapid decline in the amount of sugars and blood sugar, or sugar in our blood levels, okay? And that rapid decline is what's contributing to low energy levels, okay? So when we get that rapid decline, that lethargic feeling, that's usually around 2:30 in the afternoon for many of us, after a very high carbohydrate lunch, then we hit that low, and we require another source to bring us back up. And that's when we start craving those, those donuts and that chocolate and those sweets, or even coffee, to bring our energy levels back up. So really what we want to be doing is staying within our zone of willpower here, as you can see in this picture, where our blood sugar level basically stays the same. So there's a little bit of fluctuation as we eat and as our body absorbs and digests the complex sources of carbohydrates into simple sources or into simple forms of energy. We get a little bit of fluctuation, but generally we're staying within that zone of willpower. And the best way to do that, of course, is to eat complex carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and making sure you're eating roughly every 2 to 3 hours, okay? That's going to avoid that yo-yo effect and that lethargic feeling that you get. But is sugar really that bad, right? Let's talk about what it's actually doing to our body internally when we're eating sugar and when we have sugar, high levels of sugar in our body. Okay, so we know that sugar is contributing to weight gaining, but it's also contributing to our metabolism. Okay, so let's have a look. When we eat something highly concentrated in simple forms of sugar, we get a spike in our insulin levels, and our insulin is what responds to sugar in our blood to regulate our blood sugar levels. Okay, so this elevated insulin increases our cortisol levels, and our cortisol is our stress hormone. So when we are highly stressed, we have this increased level of cortisol. But same thing when we have elevated insulin levels, it puts our body into a fight or flight state where we are in a survival mode. And so this elevated cortisol results in us being in this survival mode where we begin to store fat cells. And this is essentially, a reaction of our bodies, an innate reaction that we've had for thousands of years as a protective reaction, so that, many, 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 many years ago, when we didn't have basically food at the drop of a hat, or at the snap of your fingers, or at the bing of your phone, when we didn't have access to food all the time, this was a protective mechanism that our body has, so that the next time that we get food, which was unknown, we had fat cells stored in our body that our body could live on until our next meal. And so putting our body into this survival mode slows down our metabolism, encourages fat cell storage within our body. This increased fat cell storage actually causes us to crave more sugars and increases our hunger, because we become insulin resistant. And when we become insulin resistant, that's when we begin to approach diabetes. Okay, so we all know, high sugar, usually diabetes, but we don't understand the process and what's getting us around to that point, because it's not a point A to point B. There are these smaller indicators that you are working your way there, right? So the increased levels of cortisol, which may be showing up as you having extreme fatigue, not sleeping well, not having stable moods, being very anxious maybe, and then of course entering into this survival mode where our body is slowing down internally and storing that fat. So these are all kind of, little cues and indicators that maybe you do have too much sugar intake into your body on a regular basis. Okay, but what is it doing inside our body once it's there? So it's not just looking at what are our hormones doing at a cellular level, but what's happening inside of our bodies. Well, essentially, sugar is causing inflammation. Okay, and inflammation, for those of you who don't know, is one of the root causes of almost all symptoms we may be experiencing, and diseases even. Okay, so inflammation is basically these little fires in various areas of our body that our immune system is attacking. And these fires are invaders. They're little parts of our toxic world and lifestyle that are attacking our body, and our immune system sends out this defense mechanism of this army of our immune responders to fight and put out these fires. And so what's happening here is this is contributing to an overworked immune system, meaning that we will be more tired, we will have less quality sleep, we won't be making very healthy choices in terms of emotional choices. We won't be making healthy nutritional choices. We aren't making healthy physical choices because our body is just so overworked that we are internally and externally fatigued, okay? And this can manifest itself as various symptoms such as pain, particularly in muscular and skeletal areas, discomfort, low energy, fatigue, mood swings and anxiety, hormone imbalances in women, acne, bloating, even poor muscle strength because your muscles just don't have the good return of oxygen throughout in order to create and promote good muscle strength. Headaches, even swollen, achy joints. These are all common symptoms that many of my clients talk to me about, and oftentimes it's just because there really is an increase in inflammation within the body, and many times that comes from sugar. So one of the ways that I combat my sugar issues, so specifically for me, like I get really intense sugar cravings, particularly at certain times of the month, and they can get really overwhelming where I feel like no matter what I'm eating or how much of it I'm eating, I'm just not getting enough and I have to keep going back for it, okay? So some of the ways that I combat that actually is through a really simple and safe couple of products. So the Juice Plus products here, you can see they're over 30 fruits and vegetables, concentrated whole food nutrition in a capsule, okay? There are over 30 research studies that are showing that this product positively affects the body at a cellular level, which means that what this is doing, so how does this relate to sugar, you're wondering, right? What this is doing is this is giving your body that extra boost of immunity to fight that inflammation because these are getting to your cells at a cellular level to heal and protect. Your body now has the ability or the upper hand, okay, to begin to fight and put out those fires before they become a big issue, because your body is not overworked, your body is not in that fatigue survival mode, your body is being nutritionally supported even if you aren't able to make all the right choices in the day to be healthy. But one of the other ways that I really, really like to support my sugar cravings is actually through the complete shake products, okay? And these are shown to be low glycemic load, so they're stabilizing blood sugar. Many, many protein powders actually contain very concentrated amounts of added sugars, and this contributes to blood sugar issues. So even though, you may be using them specifically for more energy in the gym or in the midday when you're having these crashes, unfortunately, these are perpetuating the cycle and the requirement of having high levels of sugar in your blood to stabilize and maintain that stability, okay? So these ones actually have a low glycemic load, so which also means that they're safe for diabetics. So whether you are, you just have a sugar addiction, you're pre-diabetic or you are diabetic, this is actually a safe product for diabetics. So it's not going to contribute and perpetuate that cycle of requiring high levels of sugar in your blood. But it's also vegan and non-GMO, gluten and dairy free. So that means it's free of many of the inflammatory foods that many of us have issues with within our gut and our digestive system. It has a plant-based clean protein blend and then a powerful prebiotic fiber, which is going to help slow that release of energy so you have a long and sustained feeling of energy and fullness after enjoying this. The really best part about this is that it's not just a protein powder, okay? So you're not just putting it into a smoothie or into a shake, but you can actually use these in things like granola bars and pancakes, and you can actually make super healthy pudding with it and cake even with it, energy bowls. There's a lot of different ways to use this product, and it comes with a recipe book, which is really great for, giving you that variety and just breaking things up so that when you do feel that you need that sugar pick me up, you are internally you're supporting your body with what it needs, but you're also satisfying that sweetness and that desire to have something sweet. But one of the biggest ways that I promote to my clients to actually to overcome that sugar desire. So it's very important that we are supporting our body nutritionally from a cellular level, but it's also important that we are recognizing the choices that we are making and how those choices are contributing to that type of lifestyle or perpetuating the cycle of a sugar addiction or craving, okay? And so that's why I really like the Shred 10 program, because it's really a healthy living lifestyle based on 10 core concepts that support your body in healing and supporting itself and reducing inflammatory aspects within our body that are going to contribute to our sugar cravings and addictions. So this is a really, really great program because within these 10 core concepts, you are not, it's not a diet. You're not restricted. What you are doing is you are deciding on, a couple of those guidelines on which ones you can assimilate into your lifestyle, which ones you can commit to on a daily basis, and you just try your hardest with it. And if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, you don't. That's okay. But it's really being mindful about the choices that you're making. So that's why one of the reasons I strongly recommend this program for all of my clients, actually, as it just really helps you begin to develop healthy habits and not restrictions. And so some of the results by participating in the shred, you can see here, many people are reporting that they're actually craving more fruits and vegetables. They have a healthier weight because truthfully, weight loss comes naturally when we begin to balance our body internally. So when we are supporting it internally at a cellular level, when we are supporting it internally at a nutritional level, when we are supporting it externally at a physical level, at a mental level, when we begin to support our body in a healthy manner, weight loss comes naturally. Okay, so many people report having a healthier weight. They have better recovery from workout. They have improved sleep, improved energy, increased mental clarity even. That's a really, really big deal because if you're thinking about, that time frame between 1 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you're at work, you are probably not being very productive. If you have that brain fog when your mind is just not clear because you are, you're in that funk and that fatigue and you're craving those sugars. So having that increased mental clarity means that you are going to be that much more on top of the ball in your daily life, okay? Now, one of the best things about this program you can see here is actually everything that comes in it, okay? So while you have those 10 guidelines to help you work your way into a healthy living journey, and remember it's a journey, it's not a destination. There is no end point for health. It is a constant evolvement of your choices, okay? But this is coming with a shred guide ebook, which is filled with success tips and education, even healthcare professional recommendations, okay? There are recipes in there. There is a private support group on Facebook, which has daily encouragement, meal plans actually that I create and put in there for the program for everybody in it. There is accountability. It is a lot of fun. We host a lot of challenges. There are even workout videos. We go live and do workout sessions with everybody in the group. There's so much going on in that group and so much to help support you in your journey that it really becomes a community. Now, right now, the company is actually hosting an incredible giveaway. So for each adult order, the company has a Healthy Starts for Families program. And in that, children can actually get their fruits and vegetables as a gummy form or capsule form for free for up to 4 years for every adult order. Okay, that is a program that they run all the time. Right now, though, for each family who enrolls in that, you can actually get one pouch of 15 servings of the complete shake powder for free. Okay, so 15 servings of the shake powder for free for each family that enrolls into the Healthy Starts program. Okay, so that not only means that you are supporting your body nutritionally, but you are helping your children do it for free and including them in all of the insanely family-friendly programs and challenges that we run in the shred, outside of the shred, and even hosted by the company, okay? And then in addition to that, you are getting that free pouch of protein powder, which gives you the opportunity to actually give yourself, if you were having one serving a day, that's 2 weeks where you can actually kickstart and start to curb your cravings and overcome your sugar addiction because you're supporting your body at a nutritional level. So if you're looking for a couple of suggestions that you can start today, and of course, starting on the Juice Plus products is by far my number one recommendation. I encourage you to connect back with the person who invited you here, or feel free to ask me some questions at the end. I'd be happy to answer those for you. But for a couple of things that you can start right here, right now, right today. you can eat minimally processed sugars. So stay away from the grains of sugars. Look more towards small amounts of maple syrup and honey and even stevia, okay? Use fruits to sweeten your baked goods. So instead of using concentrated, liquid, or granulated forms of sugar, to look at mashed bananas and applesauce or even dates. Those are really, really great ways to sweeten your baked goods. When you are having sugar cravings, try eating some fruit, okay, or even a vegetable, but fruit specifically because they have that sweet aspect. But they're going to contain the fibers and the starches that slow the absorption of the natural sugars in the food. So you won't have that, that yo-yo effect of your blood sugar levels, but they also contain nutrients that indicate to our body when we are full. So they have enzymes that are activated in our body by our stomach to indicate to us that we're full, which means that you are less likely to overeat. Whereas if you were eating a food that was, like if you were eating chocolate or candy, those don't have those enzymes that activate in your stomach when you eat them. So you are more likely to overeat, which again perpetuates that cycle of requiring high levels of sugar. Eat a diet that's really rich in high antioxidants. Okay, these are like your berries and really colorful vegetables and fruit. And these are because these are going to repair, protect, and support our immune system from inflammation so that we're not experiencing this huge invasion within our body where our immune system is overworked. Consider swapping out refined grains such as white flour and white pastas for whole grain options. And this is going to increase the fiber and complex carbohydrate content. Drink more water. This is really, really important. We flush out toxins. We flush out a lot of anti-nutrients from our body when we drink water. And these toxins and these anti-nutrients are also contributing to our body's desire to eat more sugar. So drinking more water and flushing these toxins from our body is going to help support us so that we are avoiding the issue of even requiring the high levels of sugar. And eating a healthy carbohydrate with a fat source when you're craving sugar is really going to help balance your blood sugar levels, maintain healthy hormone levels. And that's not just women's hormones I'm talking about your cortisol levels, your insulin levels, even your sleep hormones such as your melatonin, your serotonin. It even helps stabilize your feel-good hormones such as your dopamine and your adrenaline and endorphins, all of your hormones that help regulate your body on a daily basis. These are helped to stabilize when you're eating healthy carbohydrates with a healthy fat source. So those are a couple of really quick suggestions that you can jump into right here, right now to help you start overcoming eating high levels of concentrated sugars. So then I just ask you, where do you see yourself getting started? Maybe it is with some of the Juice Plus products. And if that's the case, like I said, I encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you, or feel free to reach out to me and I can give you some more information about how you can get yourself, enrolled in the family health study so that you have your products and your child is getting them for free and you're getting that complete pouch of 15 servings of protein shake for free. Okay. Or maybe it is just about, adding more water to your diet. So I encourage you to think, where do you see yourself getting started? Where do you actually think that you need to start committing to your life to start to overcome those sugars? So thank you all for being here tonight. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen here and open up the floor to questions if there are any.